Okay. Okay, Jihan, the stage is yours, please. Okay.
Okay, so breaking boundary, we're gonna at first to speak about our organization. So at first, welcome to Breaking Boundaries platform. Like breaking boundaries, it's about build the bridges and share knowledge. We are delighted to share knowledge about prestigious Chevening Scholarship. This is the fourth time, like for the Breaking Boundaries, has taken initiatives to invite remarkable speakers to talk about this scholarship. Today, we are honored to have an impactful speaker, Ms. Soma Ferman, a Chevening scholar, who will provide more insights and details. So, Ms. Soma, I will hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I have the pleasure to be joining all the ambition applicants who want to apply for this prestigious scholarship. And I would like to start with mentioning two things. I'm so sorry, I cannot see anyone beside the screen that I'm sharing. So if anyone has a question, I would really, really appreciate it if we can just push it at the end. It's not gonna take that much of a time. I'm just gonna share the inputs, my experience throughout the years that I've applied for Chevening. Also, I'd like to apologize for any noise that you might hear in the background. I had to jump into a cafe to start the session. The house was too crowded. Okay. Well, thank you so much for Breaking Boundaries platform to providing me the opportunity to share the knowledge and the experiences that I had throughout, I believe, 6 years now since I started applying for the Chevening scholarship and other scholarships as well. I will start with basically just introducing what is the Chevening Scholarship. Obviously, it's a UK governmental international award program that is provided by FCDO and the UK government, and also sometimes it's partially depending on the university, but sometimes it gets funded by I think 10 to 20% by the university of the applicant itself. And it focuses on different fields, like you can apply for any master program that you want to study. But there are some points that keep in mind that we're gonna go through it one by one. And it's a fully funded scholarship, obviously. And the countries for the application, it's different, obviously, throughout the years, because I believe last year they didn't include Afghanistan in their application. And so it's updating throughout every year, and the applicants need to check the website for that. But every year, Arab has been included in the application since the Chevening application started. It focuses on individuals who have leadership opportunity potentials, of course, obviously, who have experience in the field, who have the knowledge and the expertise that they want to broaden their expertise throughout the scholarship itself. The mission that it has is to build a global network from leaders and influencers and promote diversity and inclusivity in the leadership sector. Okay. The key requirements for the application is obviously to have a bachelor degree and with at least 2 years of working experience. Before this year, the working experience used to also like if you're studying throughout your bachelor degree and you're working, they were okay with that, I believe. And that changed specifically this year. So if you hold a bachelor degree, you need to have post-bachelor degree of 2 years experience. That's very specifically mentioned on the Chevening website this year. And the duration for it changed also throughout the past years. The deadline used to be in November, but this year, I believe it's just because of the new, there's a lot of applicants every year that are applying, like the number increases year by year. So they shrank the deadline to be in October. And another eligibility criteria for it is that basically when you sign the document, you approve that you will be returning to your home country and invest the knowledge and the expertise that you gain abroad in the UK in your own community. The application is open throughout an online application form, and there are 4 essays, which focuses on leadership. The first essay focuses on leadership and influence. The second one is networking. The third one is the university of your choice and why the UK. And the fourth one is your future plan. The word limit for the application or for the essay, it used to be 500 words per essay. That's 2,000 words in total, but they changed it this year to be 300 per essay. I believe that concludes it to 1,200 words in total. Okay, I'm gonna go into details. If you want to take a screenshot for the presentation, please feel free to do so. But I'm just gonna share my experiences that I had throughout the number of years that I applied for the Chevening Scholarship. Just pardon me, I need to spare a glass of water.
Okay, thank you. That's generous of you.
The first thing that you start with when you're applying, besides of course the different things, the leadership and the influence. Basically, when you start, just keep in mind, like there's hundreds of thousands of applicants applying throughout the whole planet, not just in Iraq, maybe even more than, I don't know, maybe 20, 30,000 just in Iraq specifically. So you need to think when you start with the leadership and the networking part essay is that what is gonna make the reader to be curious about my story? Why my story, if that makes sense? Like the opening of your essay needs to be kind of like a magnet, if you say so. Like for me, for example, if I'm a Chevening essay reader, I would like the opening of the essay, I'd be like reading something and it's gonna make me feel curious more about, okay, I want to learn more about that person, if it makes sense. Before, when it used to be 500 word limit, the applicants used to be able to share more than just one example, but I believe it's better now to share just one example of your leadership skill. And from an advice from my side is that when you mention that example, don't just focus on yourself. I mean, obviously you need to write like you did this thing, you did those things and obvious and all that, but don't just focus on the things that you did, rather than influencing the others, like how a leader like you made other leaders, if it makes sense. Like how did your skill influence other people to be leaders in their community? That's just an advice from my side. And try as well the ending of your essay not to be too broad. Like I know with AI and everything sounds easy to write, but believe me, there's AI detection tools, are really advanced tools that they are using. So if you're using any AI, they're gonna know you're gonna be eliminated by the panel. So I would just say, even if it's with simple English language, just write your story and try for the ending to be not something awkward, but rather just a smooth exit of your essay. And for the networking as well, I would say, okay. For the networking part, think of it in a way like Chevening doesn't want people who like they have everything, if it makes sense. Like think of it in a way like if you have everything, if you achieved everything in your life, why would you need Chevening? You know? So what is the Chevening benefits gonna be to your network, to your leadership skill and to your future plan as well. For the networking part, keep the opening, like I said, simple and attractive as well, along with the exit to be smooth. And the example that you mentioned, try to make it something that benefited your community, not just something that I use my connections to do something specific for someone. You know, it needs to be an example of how your community. It doesn't have to be your whole country because obviously it cannot affect an entire nation. but rather your community, the people around you, or it can be someone that you helped, but in a way, in a sense, other people benefited from it as well. Also, keep in mind that when a reader, achieving, I say reader looks at it, they'd be like, okay, they have the connection. They're gonna be beneficial for Chevening because they have so-and-so connection, okay? But at the same time, try to mention how that network, that international network that Chevening will provide you with is going to be beneficial for you as well. Don't just focus on my connections. I did this by myself, and try to write. I know it's really like the 200 word is kind of, there's a lot of limitation to it, but try to squeeze in how you like the international network that Chevening, your specifically Chevening, will provide you with is going to be beneficial to you and your community as well. Why studying in the UK? This section is mainly focusing on the 3 university of your choice. So, for example, your first choice, second choice, third choice, try to be specific, try to research your universities, try to get as much as information that you have of the university of your choice, like the models that they offer, the courses, who's teaching those courses, the alumni of your university, where they're at now. And maybe you want to be like some of the alumni that your university of choice is offering, and the global impact that university have on the university itself. And the career plan, I think that's kind of pretty obvious, which is basically dividing it into 3 sections. Basically dividing it into 3 sections, which is the immediate results, what you're planning to do from the minute that you complete your Chevening Master's Scholarship up until I think it's I believe it's for 2 years. And then you have the medium one, which is from 2 to 5 years, and then the long one, basically what you plan to do, like let's say 5 to 10 years. Try to be influential. Try to, like, I know we all like to write down, oh, I want to do this and that, but try to be more basically using the knowledge and the expertise that you gain into your community, not just like, I want to do this and this and that. Oh, okay, try to look at it in supervision and be like, okay, from the things that I will learn in the UK, these things, I want to do this and this and that into 3 sections. Try to organize it. I know, like, again, 300 words is very limited. Believe me, I had a problem with the 500 one. So I feel everyone who's applying this year. And yeah, that's the advice from my side. And like I'm mentioning in the tips for the writing essay, try for your examples to be impactful. Try for it to be beneficial for your community, for your surroundings. Don't only focus on me. You need to mention yourself alongside the people that you had an effect with them, alongside the effect that Chevening will have on you and your university of choice, and your future plan, and how you're going to bring that expertise and knowledge into your society and your community. I have some few tips that I wrote myself. I covered everything in the previous slide. Please feel free to take a screenshot of it. I'll be returning to the first page for anyone who wants me to share the PowerPoint with them. I'll be more than happy to share any notes or anything that you guys were not able to get. Okay. The frequently asked questions that I usually get is, what about the interview process? Well, the interview process, it used to be starting from February, but this year it took more time. I think we received it was mid to late March, but everyone is going to be notified. Don't just be like, oh, I didn't get an email, I don't know where I stand. Like, if you got accepted to the interview, if you didn't get accepted, you're going to get a notification from Chevening. And what are some common mistakes that we do in the application? I read some few essays of a few friends that I had. There was this term of vagueness in their essays, like the mentioning of a specific example, but then jumping into another thing without finishing the first one. You don't have to mention every. I know that you have the urge, like you did, thinking of applying for Chevening. I'm sure you all are in a situation where you achieved so much in your life. And I know you have that urge that I need to cover everything. I want to mention everything, but don't. You're gonna have the opportunity to do so in your interview, when you get selected, when you go through the whole process, you're gonna have the chance to share every knowledge and expertise that you have. My suggestion is, in every essay, if you write an example, try for it, even if it's just one that is obvious, that is not vague, is better than 2 or 3 examples without covering the basic things that is required by you in the essay, if it makes sense. The application deadline, well, the application started it's open in August and will go through until the 7th of October. The interview, I did the timeline according to this year. It was mid to late March that we received the emails, and then the interview took place in April, I think throughout the whole month of April. The results, it depends on the country. Some countries, they receive their results in May, but for us in Iraq, we received the results mid to late June. And yeah, that is it from my side. If you have any questions, please, the floor is yours. Okay. Anyone has any question?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, actually, I have tons of questions.
Sure, please. I'll be happy to
Yeah.
answer.
Oh, thank you so much. But let me try to squeeze what I have. And since the Chevening Scholarship is making a lot of changes this year, due to the essays and everything, they want us to focus on growth, development, prosperity, security, all of that, the world peace. So obviously we need to choose universities and courses related to these points. So my question is, I have searched for so many courses. I'm a journalist, by the way. So my question is, should I write in the study in the UK essay the points that this course cover related to the points that the Chevening wants us, or it's just because I choose this course, they're gonna know what this course contains. You know what I mean?
Yes. Do you want me to answer you one by one, or do you wanna?
Yes, please.
Okay. When you choose university, when you go to the website, every course that is listed on the Chevening website itself, they have the knowledge of what is this course is covering, what is the goal of this course. But the thing is, when you write like, this is my first choice of university, this is the second and the third, is that they want to see, did you search your university? Do you know what they offer? Because obviously when you choose a university, you have to keep in mind, like, basically the SDGs, the UN SDGs that they are focusing. I know they're focusing on more this year. They used to focus on it before as well, but it wasn't specifically mentioned in the guideline. Obviously, like I mentioned, they already know what is there, what you're gonna study, but they just want to see, do you have an idea about your own course? Sorry. They want to see if you have an idea about your own course. Do you know what you're gonna study? Do you know, if you don't have to mention every module of study that you're gonna, because obviously you're gonna be running out of space in your essay if you do so. But for example, you can mention, that's what I did personally. You can mention a specific course module that is intriguing to you. For example, for mine was the development strategy that was by a doctor in the university. I wrote a little bit, just like one line about this. I didn't cover everything because they already know, and you can have the chance to discuss that in your interview as well.
Great. So do I have to choose a course that has a lot of points that the Chevening Scholarship wants us to contain, or maybe one of these points it's more than enough, like climate change, peace, security, stability, economic growth?
Okay. No, you don't have to cover it because obviously there's no master's degree that covers every solution that the world is having.
But I found many, you know, when it comes to communication, media, journalism, and development, they were all connected together. And
Exactly.
the thing is that should I relate what I know about the course, what I am going to write in the essay, should I relate all of these things, or I just should focus on one thing, the thing that is really related to me, related to my career plan, related to what I am going to do when I go back home?
Okay. My advice is, like I said, because if you're gonna try to cover everything, it's gonna take it to a place that it doesn't make sense for me as a reader, let's say. If you focus on one single or two, or maybe even a couple of it, that is related to you personally, that is related to your goal, that is related to the things that you want to do in your community, it's gonna be easier to read, smoother for the student essay officer to read and to make the connection. Because like if you're gonna cover something, if you're gonna cover everything in the why I study in the UK and you're not mentioning everything in your future career plan, then it's not gonna make sense for the reader.
Obviously, yeah, it's not going to be specified.
Exactly.
Okay, so as far as I can see, and I don't know, I'm just asking questions because I see no other participants asking. Okay, so I can see that you are, you know, speaking negatively about reducing the word limit from 500 words to 300 words. So what do you think? Is it a plus? Is it something bad? Because obviously I'm a talkative person and I feel like 500 words
I
are
know.
never enough. So what about
I know.
300? What am I going to write? What am I going to cover?
I know. Believe me, I struggled myself. Wallahi, I remember mine was like 600 per essay, 600 to 700. I had to like cut down a lot. I was like,
Lucky.
God.
You guys are lucky.
I
You are
know.
lucky. You're luckier than us. But I am going to bet. I am going to bet that a lot of people are going to be very scared and confused this year, and they are not going to apply, or maybe they're gonna mess up.
Exactly.
So
That's why it's your chance to apply.
exactly. So maybe very few of us, the
Exactly.
courageous one,
You know
they
what?
are going to, they're going to
Last
apply
year
and
when it
see their
used to
life.
be, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm telling you, it's your chance to apply. Don't be scared. Because like before we used to have the opportunity of mentioning 2, even 3 examples sometimes. You don't have to mention that much. You don't have, because like when I used to send my essay to an alumni or a scholar, they used to tell me the same advice again and again. But I just wanted to tell my story because I have too much things that I went through that I just wanted to cover it. But then they were like, okay, you're gonna have the chance to do it in your interview. Just focus on one example that has the effect that the Chevening committee, sorry, wants to see. For example, in the leadership, I know you have to mention your leadership skill, but at the same time, don't make it just about me. It needs to be like how your leadership skill affected a group or even just one person or two people, and how those 2 people turn to leaders themselves, if it makes sense. You don't have to mention like 2 or 3 examples and then all of them being vague without being connected to each other. Because when I read my friend's essay from the year that we applied, they were like that. They mentioned, I know what they wanted to say because I'm their friends, obviously. But you need to think of it in a way that the person who's reading it, they don't know me. So if I make it vague, if I don't connect it to each other, it's not gonna be clear for them.
I see. So I know I have a lot of I have a lot of leadership examples, obviously. And I cannot measure every single one, but I can, the thing is that can I try to generalize everything I've done, like the workshops, the courses that I have given, and the council that I am working at. Uh, I mean, obviously, I cannot speak in details about every single thing I've done, but all of these things, like you know what I mean? I'm just gonna try to make them as bullet points and say that this has led that the council
Don't use
participate
bullet points.
forum.
No, no,
What?
no. Don't use
Okay.
bullet points. Don't use bullet points in your essay.
Of course, I am not going
Don't
to use bullet points.
generalize it.
I know, but
Try
I
to
am
use
going to say
one specific example.
But this, I mean, let me just try to explain this to you. I have done so many workshops and courses in the council that I am working at. And all of these things that I have done that I am going to write in the essay, not as a bullet points, obviously, as a paragraph, but I'm going to say that I have given all of these things that has led the council to participate in a forum, in a conference. It has helped all of the employees to improve themselves. I was giving them a lot of things, especially in the network essay, because, obviously I brought a lot of trainees, a lot of people to train our employees. So, but I cannot say that I cannot obviously speak in details about only one course or maybe only one workshop that led to the big thing. So that's why I'm just saying that I need to generalize, like speaking in a very public way about the workshops and the courses instead of talking about only one workshop, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got it. I got what you mean. If you can phrase it in a way that shows the impact, do so.
Yeah, because
that's what it's important.
Yeah, let me tell you something. A couple of days ago, I have given, I gave them a course when it comes to the terminology in economics. And this was like one of the things that I wanted to do to improve the employees. But I cannot just talk about only this course. You know what I mean? I've done a lot already. So I don't want to just speak about that because this wasn't the only thing that I've done and that helped them to improve themselves. I mean, I've done a lot.
I understand. If you can make it in a way that shows, like I said, your impact, then do so because that's what it matters. Your impact, the impact that you had.
Okay, thank you. So obviously, it's like forbidden for us to speak about our work experience while studying. This year, this is one of the changes. But when I want to speak about when my networking skills started from, or my networking networks obviously started from, is it okay to mention that it started while I was studying? Like I have a really good relationship to the Iraqi Media Network ever since from 2011 while I was graduated in 2015. Is it okay?
Yeah, of course you can do that. But the thing is that you have to keep in mind when I said they don't count your expertise in work, it doesn't mean not in the essay. Like obviously, if you have connection that you made throughout your bachelor, that's a huge plus because at the end when they're gonna ask for a reference, they're not gonna specifically say please share an academic reference and a professional one, but it's always preferable to share an academic one and a professional one. So if you made connections throughout your bachelor degree, 100%, if you have a great example, 100% mention it. The thing is, they made it really specific that your working hour while you were studying, even if it was paid, it's not counted as a work experience. That was specifically mentioned.
I can guess, and I am obviously on the safe side. So when it comes to connecting the referees, okay, I really want to mention a former Chevener. Did anyone connected your referees after you were invited to the interview?
Sorry, I didn't get your point. What do you mean?
Okay. So, do you know any former Chevener, or
Oh,
maybe
yes,
you,
yes, 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 yes,
that
of course.
the empathy connected the referees? Did they connected them? Or they were just like, uploading your references were like more than
Oh,
enough?
the reference.
Yeah.
No, the references that I used, they were, one of them was academic because I did an executive master's in development sector. And I used that, well, I asked them to be my reference, and the other one was a professional reference. The former Chevener applicants from the network that I know, the people that I know, they were not ad hoc. I had friends that they were an ad hoc, but they were not that active, so I didn't reach out to them. I reached out to a few friends from Jordan, who helped me throughout, not just this year, obviously. Honestly, I'm gonna give them that. They were really great with me. They helped me throughout the past, I would say, 3 years, 4 years now. So yeah. And when I sent them the email, they were like, "Oh," I was like, "Guess what?" They were like, "Oh, you got the scholarship."
That's
Yeah.
great, but did the British embassy, did they connect any one of them?
Oh, they contact. I honestly didn't ask, but no, I believe not, because one of them was working with me, and if they've contacted them, they would have told me. Maybe they have,
Well,
and
you
they
told
didn't
me,
tell me. I don't know.
that's my question, because I'm a little bit concerned. I am going to choose two referees, professional ones from the council that I am working at. Okay, one of them is my obviously direct manager, and the other one is she's an IT manager who worked with me. We are actually still working together. So the thing is that I told them and I talked to them about that, and they are a little bit concerned about providing the reference in English. So obviously they're going to be in Arabic, and I am going to, translate them and
Okay.
all of that. I know that already, but my question is, if I am going to upload my reference and translated, are they going to connect them? So if they don't speak English, the person
Yeah,
who
no,
is going to
I
talk
don't
to
have
them
an
is
idea.
Arabic or what? You know?
Please, Mr. Russell, we'll back
I'm
to
so
you.
sorry, Russell. I have just 1 second. I'm so sorry, Russell. I don't have an answer to that question. Um, but it depends. It depends if they decided to
Depends.
contact them. 100% they're gonna have someone who speaks Arabic Kurdish. So that's not gonna be an issue.
Well,
I wouldn't worry about that.
I'm sorry for
Okay,
interrupting you. People actually have raised their hands. They have questions.
great, great, great.
We'll
Thank
back
you
to you,
so much. Thank
Ms.
you.
Russell, later on. Okay, so yeah,
Thank you.
we're going to in sequence. Okay, Ms. Gona.
Hello, Ms. Soma. Thank you
Hi.
for this presentation. I think you remember we talked briefly on LinkedIn as well. I actually have just 3 questions. First is the second paragraph. I understand the other paragraph's points, but the second one, when it talks about networking, and on the Chevening application, they have some questions that you would need to answer, basically like a lead. So my question was, do I have to, like, is it okay to have a professional relationship, like a supervisor manager example of if you are close with them or you work closely with them, have that as an example because it shows the qualities you've learned, your skills, and how you're going to relate
Huh.
them in the Chevening scholarship.
Okay. Yeah, I got the question. Like the networking part, the part of the network is usually like, just to briefly answer it, like the connection that you have, how you use that into the benefit of your organization or into the benefit of your community or country or project. Maybe you brought a project to the organization. Maybe I don't know. Maybe some scale up event happened. So you can't mention something that a network like a manager that has it on you. It's better for you to focus on yourself and the connection that you have and how you use it into the benefit of your surroundings, if it makes sense.
I understand. So it can be professional, basically, but you have to relate it to your own experience.
Exactly.
Okay, in the interview, like I heard that they asked you about your essays. Is that correct? The ones you
Okay.
provided.
They're not gonna ask you about the essay. They obviously have your essay, and they obviously they read through all of
Yeah.
it because only 10 to 20 people gonna be asked for an interview. But you need to cover it generally. You need to mention new things. For example, in the interview, they might ask about not specifically your essay, but for example, one of the questions I remember they asked me was, why the UK?
Mhm.
Obviously, in the essay, when they say why the UK, you need to mention your schools. But in the interview, you're not gonna need to mention the schools. You need to mention why did you choose the United States? Sorry, the United Kingdom instead of the United States, instead of Germany, instead of, I don't know, any other country that offers the same program.
Different facts about the country,
Yeah.
basically.
When you go to the interview, just keep in mind they already read your essay. They already know who you are,
Yeah.
kind of. So you need to make an impression. Like, don't be nervous. Don't be hesitant.
Mhm.
If you are, it's fine. Just take a moment, take a breath, have a sip of water or whatever, and try to show them the potentials that you have.
It's like a continuation of your essays, basically, to introduce yourself more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And for the reference, I heard that it's better when you ask your references to include some facts, like important facts they know about you. If
Exactly.
it's a
Yes.
professional or academic reference, it's
Well,
yeah. Mhm.
totally whatever works for you. If you still have an academic one, that's really good. Even for your application to the universities, they usually like to see an academic one just to see how you did in school. And if you don't have one, then it's fine. You can keep both of them professional. And yes, it's better for them to include small pieces of examples of how you did your work, how you did throughout your study, basically how are you as a person, who you
Mhm.
are in a brief way, in their own vision.
Okay, so obviously I have Kurdish references, but they all know English. My professors, my uh academic basically and professional ones. So it's okay, right? I don't need to translate anything. It's just English.
Yeah, if they provided English, then that's perfect. If not, then you can pass it yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all I
Of course.
have. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Next in line, we have Sakar, I believe.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Greeting everyone. Before of all, I want to thank Ms. Soma and you as an organization for organizing this informative meeting. I basically have a couple of questions, if you allow me. My first question is, there are, thousands of hundreds of thousands of applicants. What are the standards of someone to be accepted? Like working hours, like experience, and blah, blah, blah. Is there something clear, among thousands of people, how someone is going to be accepted or shortlisted, basically? This is first
Okay.
question. Should I
Can I
continue?
answer one by one?
Yeah,
Because I'm
okay.
not gonna remember all of them at the same. I'm not writing down, sorry. So there is no standard of selection. Every country is different, every region is different. And I do see some comments here and there that this is how they do it. There's nothing. I've been applying for many, many, many years now. And my examples changed throughout the years. I gained more experience. I gained more qualities that Chevening possibly look for. Just think of it in a way that the rejection that you get, it doesn't mean that you're bad. It means that it wasn't meant for you this time. Maybe it's gonna, because believe me, when I applied, it was the last minute that I applied. It was I lost hope because I've been applying for many, many years now. And then I was like, either it's gonna happen or not. Let me just try one more time. And it was my final shot. And when I applied, it was even throughout the interview, never expected not even 1% to get it, but it doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that I'm better than you. No, it doesn't mean that. It's just about how they assess it, because the assessment is different. Sometimes I worked in an organization. I know how we chose beneficiaries on basic criteria. Then maybe they have criteria, maybe they do not. So it depends. It depends on the assessor. It depends on the interviewer. And the interviewer is not just one person for them to assess your whole skills. It's a panel of 3 people, one of them being coming from the outside of the country. So basically, you have to convince a whole panel of why you deserve this scholarship. Like I said, it doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean like anyone who got the scholarship, they're way better than you. They achieved so much. No, it just means maybe they're looking for something else, or maybe it's just not meant for you this year. But believe me, the minute that you decide to give up, that's not a good thing to do, because that's when you get it.
Okay. Thank you. For my other questions is another question. What is the effect of references?
Sorry.
I said, what is the effect of the references you chose?
The references that you choose, like I mentioned, they basically back up your story, back up you as a person, back up. For me, for example, like I said, I chose an academic one and a professional one. And the professional one backed up the examples that I have written as a professional expertise. And the academic one just showcased how I did throughout my executive masters. Of course, they're gonna have an effect on your application. Otherwise, like, for example, when you apply for a job, why would they ask you for a reference? Just to back up the story that you said, right? They're not gonna go off something that in a job interview, they're not gonna go off something you said. They need to back it up with data. If that makes sense.
Well, my last question is, it might be somehow okay. What is the probability of acceptance for us, I mean, Iraqi people? Is there limited seats for nations? I mean, I think you get me.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't have a specific answer for that, because it's different from one year to another. It's different from an applicant to another. But overall, like globally, the probability of acceptance is just 1 to 2%. But I don't know. I don't have the data. I can't assume myself. I don't know if each country they have specific seat. I'm sorry, I can't answer that because
Thank
I have
you
no
so
clue.
much. I already have applied, like submitted my application, and I'm like counting every minute. Thank you for informative presentation for you all, guys. Thank you for the opportunity for questions.
Thank you, Sakar. Now we have Sloman. Can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you raised your hand, so like you can ask if you want.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Solomon Poria from Liberia, West Africa. And then thanks to Soma for the nice presentation. I want to ask, my question is centered on the essay aspect that has to do with my study in the UK. So I wanted to know whether the 3 universities that I'm going to select, what I can speak on it and give a clearer example on the 3 universities, or only my first preference course I should speak on. That's my first question.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Your voice was cutting off for me.
Okay, like I said, my question is centered on my study in the UK, the essay that has to do with my study in the UK. So I wanted to know whether I can only speak on my first choice university course, or I can speak on the 2 of them. In the limit of the 200 words. Can I speak on the 3 university courses, or only my first preference course? That's my question.
You have to you have to speak about all 3 of them. You have to speak, because what if your first university of choice that you decided to speak about, they're not gonna offer you on an unconditional offer? No, you have to speak about all 3 of them in details. They wanna see if you have any clue about the university of your choice and the courses of your choice.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer, because I have been reading through the essay, and then the essay highlights your first choice university course. So that's why I'm asking the question. So meaning I have to speak on the three of them, three courses and the three universities as well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And then lastly, my last question has to do with the issue of the leadership aspect, the essay, the leadership aspect. So my leadership is not related to my job, like my workplace. But I have been able to impact lives in my community and as well as high school level. So can I highlight that information as my leadership experience?
Okay. Just to generally answer your question, when you choose a university that is not related to your job or that is not related to your education, just remember of the probability for you to get into that university. Put Chevening aside, because one of the main things is that you have to have an unconditional offer. There's a lot of applicants who got selected from the interview, from everything, they passed everything, but they were not able to secure an unconditional offer from the university of their choice. All three of them. So if you do not get unconditional offer from at least one university of your choice, then the scholarship will be withdrawn from you and you will have to reapply all over again. So if it's not related to your field, if it's not related to your bachelor, or even if it's not related to your expertise, what are the probability for you to get selected for the course?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have Sarah.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. And hi, Soma. Thank you for the session. I just wanted to point out before asking my question that when you were answering the previous question, you said that we have to explain all the three courses at the universities. But it just confuses me a little since the prompt of each question.
Sorry, your voice is cutting off.
Is it better now? I can.
Your
Yeah.
voice is coming off.
Okay, let
I
me.
told you.
Okay. I was just trying to say that in the prompt of the course choice essay, it exactly says explain your first choice of the university this year. It's a little different from last year. I
Can you
also
write your
have.
question? Your voice is cutting off.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, Suma, we hear you clearly, and I hear the one who's speaking it clearly. I think the problem is with your connection. The other thing is what the speaker at the moment is saying. Is it true? Because a lot of former achievers are saying that we have to speak in details about only our first choice of courses. You know, we don't have to speak about the three courses in details in the essay. We have to talk about only one and then cover the other points of the entire essay. I heard that too.
I'm sorry, Wallahi, I don't know if it's my internet. Just allow me to switch my Wi-Fi. Maybe it's just give me one moment. I'll switch my Wi-Fi.
So Sarah was speaking to you. Her name is Sarah.
No, just 1 second. 1 second. Just let me find the Wi-Fi. Sorry.
No, she has an internet connection problem, so she can't
1 second.
hear too.
I hear everyone clearly. Everyone, including her.
Hear her too, but like she has internet problem. That's why I believe she can't hear us clearly.
So can you answer this question instead of her?
Actually, I haven't
Can you
applied.
hear me?
I can't.
Okay.
I didn't apply for this scholarship, so I just have a general knowledge about it, not.
I switched my Wi-Fi, please. So sorry for that. I don't know what happened. Okay. Can you please repeat the last thing?
Yes, I can repeat my question now. I was just saying that you mentioned we have to write about all three choices of our universities. But this year's prompt says otherwise. It says only the first choice is enough. Like it exactly says, please explain your first choice of the university. So I just wanted to know, did you know that and said write 3 choices, or no? Is it okay to just...
Okay. From when I applied, like we wrote about all 3 of them, not in every single details, because for example, my first choice of university might have been a university that I wasn't able to secure an unconditional offer from them, if it makes sense. I didn't see that on the website when I looked, to be honest, for this year's. Maybe they have changed it. Maybe they just want some details about the first one due to the word limitation. But from last year when I applied, it was I mentioned myself in details about all 3 universities and all the 3 courses.
Thank you. And if it's okay, just have one more question about the referees. You suggested 1 academic and 1 professional, and I agree with you. But since we have like 3 years gap between our degree and like studies at the university, and right now, do you think that it's best to include the professional referees, or no? Just even with the gap, it's okay to have 1 academic from university?
Okay. When I said it's preferable to be an academic and a professional, like if you look at, I'm not gonna say everyone, at least from the universities that I applied to, in the recommendation when they ask you for one, it's usually like we prefer 1 academic and we prefer 1 professional. Some of them I'm talking about the universities, they don't even allow you to upload to professional in that sense. However, that doesn't have to be the case for you. Like, for instance, the academic one that I included, I graduated in 2023 from an executive master. I didn't include the one that I had in my bachelor because I graduated in 2017, which is a huge gap. I don't even have academics who are at the university that they taught me in 2017. So that doesn't have to be the case for you. You can include both of them, professional, whatever works for you, whatever reference that you decide to include. There is no specific requirement that says one of them has to be academic and the other one has to be a professional one. For Chevening, that might be different case for your university of choice. Maybe they will accept 2 professionals, maybe they will not. It depends on your university.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I believe like I'm gonna speak Arabic. أكو يريدون يسألون أسئلة بالعربي so يعني ما يخالف ماكو مشكلة تقدرون تسألون.
Hello,
Hi.
I have a question to Ms. Soma. Can you hear me? Okay, my question is how GPA will affect my application. For example, I have low GPA around 66% in the Iraqi system, but which is equivalent to the upper second in the UK rate. And
Okay.
is it possible to get the unconditional offer from the universities? Which is I have found there is like for my degree chemical engineering, I have found 3 universities which is they are accepting this GPA.
Okay. Look, for Chevening, there is no requirement that says your GPA has to be a specific thing, a specific number or a specific class according to that. However, that's not the case for the universities. There's a lot of universities, the upper scale universities, if you say so, they prefer GPA first to class or whatever that means. So there's no specific thing for Chevening, but that's different for the university. So it depends on your university of choice.
Thanks. Another question about my application, which is I have more than 5 years in the oil and gas industry experience. I mean, this is will strong my application instead of the GPA for the universities.
I can't speak for your university. For your university of choice, it depends on the requirements. Every university is different. My 3 choices, they were completely different from one another. One of them, they wanted London School of Economy. They wanted an upper class, like degree, if it makes sense. Another one was looking for more connections that you have or the impacts that you made. So I can't speak for your university. It depends, but everything is mentioned on the university's website. But please, also one thing is when you choose a university, don't just randomly choose it. There's the search for university, a tag or website on the Chevening application. Try to look for it from there, because if you choose a university that is not in their system, that's gonna be a headache for you. So
Thank you so much. My last question is about the IELTS exam. I have planned to do it early, but I want to know exactly the deadline for the IELTS to apply for them. I don't know the last date.
okay, Chevening does not require IELTS. They used to, but I think they left that in 2021, 2020, something like that. The university, they require an IELTS to offer your unconditional offer. It's different. Some universities, they accept other ways of test like Duolingo, PT, any other English test that you have to check through the university's website. However, Chevening itself, we do not require an English test. And the deadline, there is no deadline. You just have to check for it from your university. If you're applying at the moment, I would say if you're applying, like all of you are applying for the Chevening, you need to start your application according to your university of choice. Some of them, they start in October, some of them, they start in November. So parallel to your Chevening application, you will apply to the universities. Without an English test, you don't have to do your English test. You just do everything else, reference, personal statement and everything. And then you will either get a conditional offer, which is usually the English conditional offer, or you will be rejected. And I would suggest from my experience, try to apply for your universities as soon as possible once they are open, just for you to secure your seat, because once the seats are filled, no matter how good you are, they might reject you, which is gonna cause trouble. There's a lot of applicants that get the Chevening scholarship and they fail to secure an unconditional offer. So my suggestion is start as soon as possible for your university of choice. You don't have to do an English test. You can get a conditional offer until your interview. After your interview, or even when you get accepted, you could do your English test and secure the unconditional offer, because you're gonna have around, for us, we had a month from the minute that we got accepted until the last date for us to upload the unconditional offer. So you're gonna have time. And not every university they require IELTS. Like I said, some of them they accept Duolingo, they accept PTE, they accept TOEFL, they accept the Cambridge test, so it's different.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone.
Now, Gulan now.
Hello. Shall I start talking?
can hear you, please. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity and taking your golden time to us to explain this great information to us, especially to me. You may not know, Ms. Soma, I am Gulan, the one who got selected from Chevening Scholarship this year, but due to unconditional offer, I couldn't get the scholarship fully. And you may not know, they changed many things in the essay questions, especially in the leadership essay and networking essay. They ask for just one example, and even for the career plan, they ask for just short-term, mid-term, and long-term plans, not short-term one. And for the university, they ask us to write down just one of the choice, like first choice. And I have a question, but I don't know whether you can answer my question, because I know everything, you know. I wrote down 3 examples of my leadership experience and 3 examples in my networking. But now I am really confused. I don't know what example to choose. I have many experience. I had very great leadership experience and networking, but you know, it's really hard for me to choose one of them. I don't know, is there any criteria for me to review it and decide to choose what kind of my example? Because it's not easy to write down your great example in just 300 words. Last year when I started applying, 500 was very, very small like number for me, but now it's 300. I know it's really hard for me, but is there any criteria you have to tell me to choose my examples between these 3 that I had in the past, and I have to rewrite it again?
Okay. I know they changed everything, and I was just talking about that with the previous speakers as well. I know it's really hard, like you said. I said, like, we're pretty talkative, especially for people who decide to apply for Chevening. You're in a place that you achieved already so much by yourself, and you want to showcase your story. I would say, just to answer briefly your questions, try to choose, because I know you have a lot of experience, that you want to share a lot of stories, but try to choose those that are, obviously, I'm not the one to judge and say one example is more impactful than the other, but try to choose those that had more impact and those that had more effect on the people around you, if that makes sense. Like, I know you have to showcase your story, your leadership, your networking skills. However, don't just make it about yourself. Make it a little bit about yourself, and then a little bit about the people around you, and then a little bit about your community. Which, try to keep in mind which example that you have that reflects those 3 points. Like, for example, I'm an architect, I'm supposed to be good at math, but whatever. Like 30%, if it makes sense. 30% about you, 30% about your people that you had an impact on, and 30% about your community. That's from my own experience, what I saw, because I've been applying for many years now, what I saw that works the best for me. When I was writing more about just I did this and that, and this is my network and that, I wasn't even being considered, honestly.
I got it. Thank you so much.
I have one point regarding about that matter, if you don't mind, Ms. Soma. I have been actually shortlisted twice in a row, actually. So in the first year, when I shortlisted, I only mentioned one example in leadership. Okay, and the words about 374 things like that, actually. And people told me, oh, you have to mention at least three examples. You will not be shortlisted, and I have been shortlisted, actually. So the matter is the example that you are going to mention. I'm sure Ms. Soma agree with me. You know, yeah.
100%. I was just saying that you don't need to mention 3, 4 examples. No, you just, even when it was 500 words, just mention one example, which I did in my network essay. I only mentioned one example, but that example was really impactful on the people around me and on the community. You don't need to mention everything. and make for it to be like vague. And because I have friends who have more experience, who worked in bigger NGOs, they didn't even get shortlisted because of how vague their essay was.
Diyar, you may speak. Diyar, you have questions, I believe. Is there another one who has any question to ask?
In chat, someone says, "Can I speak, please?" Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes, hi. Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Sounding clear.
Is it clear? Are you hearing me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Rasha. Hi. Okay, so this is not my first time, actually. This is my second time to apply for Chevening, but the first time I just stopped in the middle of the process. And now I'm focusing on the Chevening. I just want to ask about the universities. For example, I applied to 3 universities for the Chevening. So how and we have to apply the application in the deadline of the Chevening. Yes, but what about the universities? How I know that I will be accepted in a conditional offer?
Okay.
So I mean the university will not reply to us in the period of the Chevening deadline.
Yeah.
So how I can guarantee that these 3 universities will at least give me a conditional offer?
Okay. Look, that's why I suggested for you to apply. At the moment, you choose 3 universities and try to look at their criteria, the possibility for you to get accepted, and early application. Early application is really, 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 really important because you're going to have better chance to get into the university rather than if you apply when you get your interview. That's just from a personal experience. That doesn't have to be the case for everyone because there's a lot of scholars who went to the interview without even having an offer from any university. But from an experience, I suggest for you to apply once as soon as your university starts accepting application. This is first. Second is that's why they give you 3 offers, 3 choices of universities. Because if you didn't secure the first one, nor the second one, you're gonna have the option of selecting the third one. Try to go and read about the criteria of your university, the possibility for you to get in. In the interview, in case this is one of the benefits of early application for university, in case you didn't secure any conditional offer, which is usually the English condition, in the interview, they're going to ask you if you want to change your university of choices. At least for us from the previous years, they ask you, which is an opportunity for you if you didn't secure any conditional offer to select. Parallelly, maybe you applied for a different university that you didn't write down in your essay. Any university that you didn't write down and you have a conditional or unconditional offer from them, you can change it to that university within the same or similar topic of study.
Oh, okay, I get it. So I have that chance to change, but in the interview stage.
In the interview, yeah.
Oh, okay. And I have a question also about the career plan. One of the 4 questions of the essay that we have to mention the 3 universities in the essay when we are writing the essay. This is new in this year. I don't know if the last years were the same.
Okay, from my understanding, one of the speakers they just told me that they changed the university of choices. You only have to speak about the first choice of your university. For us, it was all 3 of them. We had to mention everything about every university, why you chose your first, why the second, why the third, for example. I chose LSE because it's the first rank or because of the topic or whatever. Which thank you so much. I honestly I didn't refer to that. One of the speakers, they told me that they changed it. You only have to speak about your first choice of university, which I believe it's because of the word limitation. Obviously, you're not gonna have enough space.
Oh, okay. So in the essay of career plan, I have to talk on one
Oh
university
no,
out of three.
no. The career plan is different from why the UK. I was talking about why
Oh,
the
okay. About the yeah. I mean about the UK and career plan, they are in the same essay. I mean, I have to talk about the one university and one course out of three.
they corrected that for me at the moment. For us, it was all three of them.
All three of them. Okay, that's why I'm a little bit confused. Okay, thank you so much for the clear answer. Thank you.
Like, how much time do you have? Like, do you have time for more people?
We can take one more person, and if anyone has any other question, please, my socials are available for you. I'm pretty responsive, but if I was late, then please excuse me. There's a lot of going on, but I will answer you 100%, inshallah.
I have a question now. Like, who wants
Yeah, we
to
can
speak?
take Lemon.
Hello. Thank you so much, Khan, for everything for explaining in detail. I just had one question for the essay. Should we focus on the work experience and work related and keeping it professional, or is it okay if we like outside of work?
It depends on, honestly, it's okay
Like
because
you
look,
have done other
what
things outside of work. Is it okay to mention it?
if you mean by work a full-time job outside of a
Mm,
full-time job, then it's okay. Problem.
Maybe
I had
not professional work, like other things.
It's okay. My network example was not within my full-time job, so that's completely fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Like, can we have another one, please? We have
Can we have Ruba as well? It's fine. I don't want to leave anyone. Yeah.
well, you may speak.
Hello.
Hi. I love your profile.
Thank you. I have only one question. I asked you earlier on LinkedIn. I was asking you about my work experience and the fact that I don't really have that much of work experience, that I was fresh graduate and I work as a dentist and that's it. So I don't really know what can I add to my CV to make it any stronger or highlight anything in my CV.
To make it stronger, you just need to mention what factually you did. Because this is another thing. Once you sign on your final award letter, it is mentioned that the FCDO they have the right to terminate your scholarship. From my understanding, if you provide any information that is not correct, they will know, and they have the right to terminate it. So, an advice: if you don't have that much expertise, my suggestion is apply when you do, or because it's one of the requirements that you have to have a minimum of 2 years experience. Try to learn. I'm not gonna tell you just to ignore everything and not to and apply when you have the 2 years experience. No, try to learn the requirements. Maybe even after the 2 years you're gonna be able to secure your scholarship on your first try, which many scholars did. So try to learn alongside, but please don't mention anything that is not right or that you didn't do. Just mention everything that is factual. And if you don't have the experience, it's fine. You can just live and learn, and I don't know, ask scholars, read, and even you can try to write it the essay yourself, just from point of learning. And So you can have a better skill of writing when you do have the experience to apply.
I think you misunderstood my question. I already graduated like 3 years ago, and I already have the hours.
Okay.
It's about that I only worked in like a clinic and a hospital, and that's it.
And that's fine. There is a lot of scholars or alumni who are in the field of medicine, dentistry. So that's completely fine. That's okay.
Okay, but is there like anything I can add, or is it like what else I can talk about in my work experience rather than just dentists in a clinic or like hospitals?
I don't suggest for you to add anything that is not within your field, even for your examples, because you already have the degree, you already have the experience, you already have the working hours. So no, we have a lot of alumni who were in the ER doctors who applied for the scholarship. So that's completely fine. And I believe because my siblings, they are all doctors, so I know an ER doctor means that they spend their whole life in an ER hospital. So I assume their whole experience was within that. You spend your whole expertise within that field, and that's fine. You can mention there's no nothing.
Okay.
I'm wondering how many of you in health sector. I know Ruba, you mentioned that in the health sector.
Yes.
People are
Still
people are not going to reveal everything right now.
medical laboratory sciences for me.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah, same here.
Amazing.
God help you. I have my siblings. 2 of them are doctors, ER doctors. يعني what do they call it? Resident, and another one is a dentist. So I'm really happy I didn't choose the medical field.
Actually, I have another question.
Please.
In my first choice, I was thinking of choosing like a sector in a university that is like more of AI in healthcare or data science in healthcare rather than public health. And the other two options would be like public health. Do you think is it like risky to choose the first one as in field that I don't have like any experience in?
Okay. There is one, and please, I'm talking about my previous expertise. I didn't check this specific thing on the website. However, from what I remember throughout the years is that you need to choose either one topic. For example, let's say, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the dentistry, so I'm just going to talk about, let's say, development studies. And you need to choose one topic, Masters in Development Studies, in 3 different universities. Okay? Or three topics that are similar background, like development studies, global development, or a policy or whatever, and the same university. Or 3 different topics similarly connected to your experience and to each other in 3 different universities, if it makes sense. If you think that like the AI and the medical part that you said, you have a possibility because it's the same, it's related to medicine, no?
Yes.
Okay. If you believe you have the possibility of getting accepted in the university, I don't see a problem because it's within the same health sector. And that's just from because I don't have a background in medicine, so I don't want to put an information that might not be helpful. But according to the criteria that was mentioned, if it's the similar background within the same university or within the 3 different universities, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Muhammad asks, my bachelor degree in university is 54%. Yeah, that's totally fine. You can apply. Mine was 5%.
Just to answer, Sarkar, like I said, I don't want to put information there that is not true. AI and IT and medicine, because she mentioned that it's AI and medicine. So I just said from an understanding that it's related to a medicine. According to the criteria, 3 topics within the same field that are okay. However, if the university itself, like AI and medicine, they require someone who has a bachelor degree or, I don't know, a diploma in IT, then I completely don't suggest for you, Ruba, to do so. However, if they require someone who have a medical background, for instance, because it's the same as in the medical field, so why not? But again, that's just my understanding. Please, I don't come from a medical background, so.
Okay, but how can I know if it's okay to choose AI or not? How can I know from the university or
the thing that you said? It was AI and medicine. It's from my understanding, it's related to medicine. According to the criteria of Chevening, that is okay. However, check the website of the university. Maybe they require someone who has a bachelor degree in IT instead of a medical background. If they require someone who's, because usually they write down even the department of the study. If it's written information technology and they require someone who has a bachelor degree or diploma in information technology, then that means it's IT. It doesn't have anything to do with medicine.
Yes, okay.
May I answer this question because I'm in health sector? Okay, Ms. Ruba, the matter is not about the name of the university. The matter is about what are you going to change in future? Okay, your career plan. That's I believe what are they actually caring about. I'm sure Ms. Soma agree with me.
I didn't understand.
The matter is not about the name, the name of the course. The matter is about what are going to change in your country.
Okay, but what Ms. Soma said, it's the matter about what I'm going.
Look, Ruba, just to make it clear for you,
okay.
Go to the website of the university, the department, if it's within medicine, medical department, because medicine, they do not accept anyone who have a bachelor, let's say, in engineering. You have to have a bachelor of, I don't know, MHBS something. If it's mentioned that they require someone with a bachelor degree in that field, then that's great. It means it's connected to medicine. If they require someone who holds a bachelor or a diploma in information technology or IT, then I don't suggest it. And I think Sarkar said he can answer you as well, so I'm okay with him to join. You can answer Sarkar if you want.
Okay, I wanted really to answer that question too, as I had a similar problem. I was about to apply for another scholarship a month ago. The department was called Biological Engineering. As like from the surface, it looked more like it was like 70% medicine. How about a 30%, 20% like topics of engineering in the lab? When later I got into the website, they actually wanted someone of 70% background in physics. Physics is like too far from my specialty medical lab. Like it's mathematics and medicine, something very different. So, as Ms. Soma clearly previously, you really have to go to the website and see the requirements. Sometimes the university websites specify on even what university module you should have a deep background. For example, specifically, not generally. For example, you said public health. They might require someone good, with high degree in like biostatistics and stuff. So you check the university websites, but make sure that if you are choosing the AI and public health, make sure that your bachelor background aligns with your department in future. At Chevening will not have problems. But when you apply to the universities, you will face big problems and it might cause your rejection.
Another example for me to mention to you, Ruba, is that I have a bachelor degree in architecture engineering. I did an executive master in development policies and practices in 2023. And I applied one of the years, I don't remember which year, I applied because my work throughout the years was always with international organizations. I applied because I really wanted to study back then. I think it was 2019, 2020. I applied for another scholarship other than Chevening, which was for architecture, and I got rejected because my work wasn't aligning with the requirement of the universities that I applied for. Even though I really wanted to, and my bachelor was in architecture, I got rejected from that scholarship. And for instance, my choice of university, the LSE University, they require someone who holds a background in development policies, which was my executive master. Even though my bachelor is different, they accepted me based on the credit that I had on my executive master's. So it's really about your choice of university and the requirement that you need to check on the website of your university.
Okay, okay. I totally get that now. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry, I have to run. I had my social media open for you guys, and anyone who has any question, please never hesitate. I don't want to batch anyone, but I'm pretty responsive. I like to help. Inshallah, you will all be able to get into the interviews, get your scholarships, inshallah. And I'll be proud of that. I'll be proud of being the one who guides you. Any question that you have, anything that is not clear, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
This is scholarship. It's a good opportunity to create a good bond between our country and the UK, and to enhance our country's picture also. So wish the best for all of you, and thank you for your time, Ms. Soma. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm gonna mention one last thing, that we're gonna post this video on Breaking Boundary platform and on the YouTube. Don't mind.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone, and good luck.
Everyone.
Bye.